And good morning, good afternoon. How do you like my view? I'm in a different view today. I thought I'd do something a little different where I usually have a cart up here and I'm standing, I'm talking, and I usually have a bench. I figure I'll put my office chair right next to the instrument that I'm sitting next to, and you get to see a totally different view. Not that matters because you're going to be seeing and hearing the wonderful Sean Maloney. And you are in for a delightful treat today. And the reason, as many of you know, last month and in the beginning of this month, I want to say 12, maybe 13 times, I've had the honor of introducing, presenting the Grand Marquee Luxury Edition and playing on it and showing it off to a lot of folks. And while we had one, and Sean has been multiple times, and I'd have to say every other day, sometimes twice a day. He says, when am I going to get to play on the Grand Marquee? So I said, okay, finally. And so now we have the honor of having Sean Maloney to play while he still has one in his store. It's only going to be there until Thursday or Friday. So this is your last chance, Sean. But you guys are in for a delightful treat as he takes you on this wonderful musical journey today. So let's give it up for Mr. Sean Maloney. Oh.
There I am. All right, like he said, this is going to be kind of fun. What I'm going to do today is a little different. You know, you see us play concerts all the time where we play a song and say, wasn't that nice? Well, this time I'm going to play some music, and I'm actually going to explain what I'm doing as much as I possibly can, if I can think of anything. Or if you think of something when I play and you say, how'd you do that? Feel free and ask or raise your hand, you know, or anything like that. Because what I'm going to do is kind of treat it like I just got this, you know, which I kind of did. So last week we just got one of these in, and I've just been having a ball with it, trying to discover all the new things. And I'm just going to kind of play through some of them, some of the great things I found. And I'm going to start with this here. So this is, as he told you, this is called the Grand Marquee that I'm playing on. And, ooh, there we go. Now you can see it even clearer there. There we go. And what I'm going to start with here is we're going to go back to, I think, the 70s. And we're all going to buckle up, we're going to relax, and we're going to take it easy. So here's Take It Easy. This is made famous by the Eagles. So here we go. Let's do it from there. And I'm just going to start the intro here. Use a special feature here. best part. Love those endings. It's really important to use those intros and endings because, you know, if you start out sounding good and you end sounding good, doesn't matter what happened in the middle, I always say. So I thought that sounded pretty fun. Really fun song to play. I actually used, if you notice this, I'll explain what I did a little bit. There's a new feature. You have Fake It on your organs, most of you, I think, in here. And I think some of you on here have a Grand Marquee now. And you actually have the option to decide where to put the Fake It. You can put it on the upper or lower and still play. I'll get into that a little later. I'll use that feature a little later. But I used the Fake It, and it actually had the original guitar solo from Take It Easy. And the reason for that is it's not actually a signature style like you normally hear about. Does anybody here know? Can somebody tell me what a signature style is? You didn't know there'd be a quiz, but there's a quiz. Does anybody know what a signature style is? I mean, I'll answer myself, but I'll be very sad. Go ahead, Wayne.
Is it the same as the original song?
Yeah, close, close. A signature arrangement is an arrangement that's kind of based on an original arrangement. So a signature style, they're just trying to get as close as they can to the original, yeah. What they add to this instrument here, the Grand Marquee, is a new feature and a new sort of, what do you call it, I guess, idea called real styles. So not just signature styles, but real styles. And what that is basically Lowrey, when they made this instrument, started paying copyright. So now they're not just trying to get close, it's actually the real thing. So they take the samples from the original songs and they take it exactly. So when I'm playing the Eagles, I'm playing with the Eagles. It's a real style. So you actually get the full correct introduction, you get the endings, and the rhythm names, like that one. The rhythm name was actually called Take It Easy, just to go after the song, Take It Easy. So it's not trying to get close anymore. It's actually a real style. So I'm going to play through a lot of those. In fact, let's do another one. We're going to kind of go all throughout the decades. I'm going to use some easy play music like you would, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of figuring this out as we go along as well. There's a new rhythm, a new real style called Tie a Yellow Ribbon. And I wonder if you can guess what song that's made for. I see you laughing. That's good. It's actually made for the song Tie a Yellow Ribbon. So I'm going to play that song now, and you're going to hear it's going to sound exactly like the original, featuring Tony Orlando. So let's see if you remember this. Does that guy look familiar there? So let's go. I'm going to find the rhythm, Tie a Yellow Ribbon. And here we go. Let's stop that there so you can see this. Tie a Yellow Ribbon, also from the 1970s. So it's been a little while, but that was a real style, which is actually, that's become one of my favorite styles to play with. I didn't think it would, but just playing that a few times and playing through the easy play music, it's actually really fun. So if you notice, what they did too is on the top keyboard here, they had an organ sound, actually styled after Lenny D. Do you guys know who Lenny D is? He was a popular organist for his time. He played a Hammond most of the time. And actually what they did in this instrument, the Grand Marquee, is they actually put, I just found this, a brand new category of sounds, which is just a whole collection of Lenny D organ sounds. So they are really fun if you like Lenny D, or if you don't. They are phenomenal. So if you look at this, it says new category setups. And one that I just found says Dimension 1 and 2. Those are fantastic. I'll get to those later. But right now I'm going to click on Lenny's Best. So you've got Lenny D organ sound. So that's the organ he used to play. It looked just like that. Though I guess he played on several different ones, but that's a Hammond organ that he would play on. And that big box next to it is called a Leslie speaker. So you're going to hear the organ sounds kind of feel like there's a rotary sound to it and sort of a vibration to it. And those are all the sounds I get to choose from when I turn on that category. So because I like Lenny D's sound, he's fantastic. I'm going to play through some of these. And when I do, just like you guys at home, you know, I think I'm going to put it with a style of music and just pick different sounds and fiddle around. So I'm going to pair it up with a rhythm, and I'm thinking I'm going to use one of the classic styles, one of the most classic styles you've got. This is on organs. This has been on organs for a long time. I'm going to use a rhythm called Vegas Big Band. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you something really quick. This is a really cool button that's on the screen on a Grand Marquee. This is brand new. They added a new button called Classic Styles. Because I know the Vegas Big Band rhythm, I know that's under the Big Band button typically, but on these EX, you know, Marquee or Grand Marquee, sometimes you might have trouble finding some of the rhythms that we're used to, like Big Band. If I touch Classic Styles, it actually gives me the old buttons that you're used to, like on a Patriot or Liberty or A-Series organ. Those are what the buttons say on your rhythm panel. And if I touch Big Band on the screen there, I'm going to get my Big Band rhythms, including my Vegas Big Band. So that's just another easy way to find styles from the past that you might have used to use. And maybe on your notes you wrote, use, you know, Foxtrot, you know. On the Marquee, Grand Marquee, there's no Foxtrot button anymore. So what you do, Classic Styles, and find it that way. It's just a whole other way to organize these buttons. So really easy to use. So I'm going to put on my Vegas Big Band, and I'm going to kind of noodle around with the background. And what I'm going to do with Lenny D here is I'm going to play Lenny D with my melody, and I'm going to have just a cool jazz band kind of backing me up here. So I'm going to hear bass, piano, and drums. Here we go. Here's my bass player. Let's bring in the piano player. Let's bring out Lenny next. Plenty D's got that type of sound. You could play any song with it, and it's gonna sound great. Let's do another one. 1, 2, 3. Those games are really fun to play with. You could noodle all day, just pick one, play, and it's going to sound good. Love those sounds. So that's just one of the categories. I might show a couple more later because there's a lot of new cool ones to play with. Right now, I had a request for this one, so I'm gonna play this as a request, and I'll tell you how I do it because it got asked last time. So I'm gonna play a song using another reel style, and the reel style that I'm gonna use is called Johnny Angel. And that is made for the song. I don't know if you can guess this one, but it's actually made for the song Johnny Angel, believe it or not, yeah. So it's another reel style, so it's the exact introduction and the exact music to go along with it. But just to kind of show you how great these new rhythms are, I'm going to play a different song with it. So I'm not going to play Johnny Angel, and you can still hear how perfect this sounds with most any song. I'll show you real quick. This is just kind of what it sounds like if I were to play the Johnny Angel. Just listen to that introduction. Just like the original. So kind of cool. It sounds exactly like the original. It's a really fun song to play. But I'm going to do something different because why not? That's what we like to do with some of these rhythms is think of, ooh, what else can we do with that? So I'm going to play a song by one of my favorite singers of all time. And a bonus point to anybody who can guess who this is here. Here's this picture. This is, I'll just tell you, this is a guy named Sam Cooke, and he had one of my all-time favorite voices. He can make you melt. So I'm going to play a song by him called Cupid, which is also a really fun one to play using this new rhythm. And let's put on a French horn sound for my little introduction here. And here's Cupid with the new Johnny Angel style. you, thank you, thank you. One of my favorite songs to play. That's beautiful. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. Like I said, I just kind of want to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Because just like you, I know some of you have upgraded a time or two, gotten a new one of these here and there, right? And it's kind of fun when you first get it to sit down and say, ooh, what can I do? What can I get myself into trouble with here? So it's kind of fun to explore. So I'm going to keep doing that, just explore some new stuff. One feature that they've added or actually kind of enhanced, some of you might have this already, they have a new feature called Style Suites, which is another really, really great way to explore and to find new things. So on your screen it looks like that, and I'm going to use this a little bit here. Style Suites, and when I touch it, it brings up a page on the top right that looks like that. And all it is just a new way to explore your rhythm styles and to look for things here. So if I touch it and you see that one on the bottom right, it says kids styles, you know. For example, if I click on that, it brings up a whole list of rhythm styles that have kind of a kid theme, you know. You've got things like the chicken dance, you know, on here. And then if I go the other way, there's another brand new rhythm called Witch Doctor, which is in the kids styles category.
1, 2, 3.
So it's really fun to just kind of find these new styles here. If I go to the next page on this screen, you can see on the top right, this is what I'm going to be using today. I've been kind of using this as I've had this instrument in the store. It's right here. It says Grand Marquee. And if I touch that button on the screen, it actually gives me all of the new Grand Marquee rhythms. So if I go to that button, it just brings up an alphabetical list. And heck, let's do another one on here. When I touch that list, there's a new rhythm for the song Born Free. And since it's a real style, the rhythm is actually called Born Free as well. So let's play through Born Free and hear this new real style. Okay, here we go. Let's switch to this here. Hear our introduction. Great ending. Like the timpani in there, bump, 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 bump. So that's another new real style. So that's fun to play. Now, I've talked a lot about real styles. I think you get the picture, but what's even better, that they added kind of the opposite to this as well. So you got the best of both worlds. You have what are called real styles, and then they add a whole new page of another type of rhythm that's actually a brand new feature as well. And these are called light styles. So not real to be with a precise song, but light. As Robert says, they're light in calories too. But what's nice is these styles don't have a crazy amount of stuff going on. Sometimes you hear these rhythms and they're kind of playing over you, and you know, we always tell you, well, turn off the Orc Plus button, and then there's less of that, you know. But what's great is when I go to the rhythm style pages on this instrument, there's a whole page that says light. There's light big band, light swing, light march, light Latin. You know, you've got all these different genres of music with kind of a sort of a toned down way of playing them, so they don't step all over you. And some of them are just so perfect. I'm going to play this one, I think, light big band. This is actually made to sound kind of like a Glenn Miller style, with a very toned down, like I said, type of rhythm, where honestly this rhythm I can jam to and play for hours because it's just so fun to play with. So I'm not going to play for hours, but I'm going to play for minutes. I'll play for minutes with this because you can do a whole lot. So I'm just going to start out with the sounds that come on in my setups here. But as I go along, I'm also going to use some new sounds that they built in called dimension sounds. So I talked about those earlier. So there's a category of these sounds called dimension, which means they're kind of almost three-dimensional, where you can almost feel it as well. So if you hear things like a clarinet or a saxophone, they're brand new sounds that are built in, not the ones you're used to. You'll actually hear even like the breath going into the saxophone, and you can hear even the imperfections, which I go goo goo gaga over, because sometimes I think the sounds in these might sound like too perfect. Like nobody sounds like that on clarinet. That's so perfect. You know, so you can also kind of hear, you know, some imperfections, some out of tune sounds here and there, not too much, but just enough so it sounds like a real live person just sitting in the room with you. So when I get to those, I'll point them out. But I'm just going to play a medley of just a few different songs, I think, and noodle around with some of these new sounds with my new rhythm. So I'm going to play with the light big band. Here's my introduction. Different one. Groove here. I'm gonna put on those dimension sounds. Try some new things here. Here's my clarinet. Beautiful. Try some more here. Ooh, alto sax on the screen here. Let's try that one next. this one. There's a guitar on the bottom here with a real live guitar bend that a guitarist would do. Let's try it out. Wow. All those fun new sounds. As I said, goo goo gaga is what I say to these. Love the sounds. Boy, am I high from that. That's just really fun to do. So let's do something else here. I'm going to do another light style. These are really, really fun to play with. Like I said, you can kind of play most any of these with any song. But there's a new one. This is really funny, actually. I have to show you a picture here. There's a new rhythm on here, one of the light styles, called Light Saber Swing. And I was like, what's a saber swing? What does saber mean? Is that like a sword? But I looked at it closely, and then I started playing with it. And it's getting after Star Wars, like a lightsaber. And I thought that was funny. It's creative. But Light Saber Swing. So this is a light style, but it's actually kind of geared toward like a jazz swing style for aliens. So we're going to play this. It's from the Cantina in Star Wars, but way back in 1977, they go to the Cantina where there's a bunch of little aliens walking around, and this is the song you kind of hear in the background. There's a jazz band playing it, and I'm going to play that for you, and it's actually just called the Cantina song here. Let me get my music ready. There we go. So here's a Star Wars theme. You'll hear some pew 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 lasers and stuff. Just listen to this background. Alien. Here, I'm actually going to use that Fake It feature I talked about earlier. I'm going to play my melody on the top and have somebody do a solo, an improvised solo on the bottom to play along with me. Actually, I'm going to play on the bottom. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to have somebody else play on the top. Here's my instrumentalist. Let's play along. feel like I'm in that cantina with all those freaky aliens now. So, but that's a really fun rhythm to play with. You could play tons of different things with that, but obviously goes great with that song. One thing I can tell you too, this is great for if you ever do get something new, and I know some of you might have this already. I think a few of you on here have the Grand Marquee. Well, you all have a little USB that comes along with it. Some of you might know about this, where it actually has, I could show you. It actually has an audio guide built into the USB. So I've been using this because there are some things rather than look through the manual and say, what is this all about? How do I find this? Where's this? I actually have a USB audio guide. This is if I just put it in the instrument here. Actually, I don't have it with me, but I think Robert, do you have an audio guide with you?
Actually, I do.
Ah, perfect.
I have it plugged in here. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's great is all you do is you put it in, you touch what you want to learn about, and somebody explains it to you and talks to you about it.
Here's the welcome one, what you got highlighted.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this presentation of Lowrey's finest virtual orchestra model, the Grand Marquee Luxury Edition. This is the professor, Paul Schaub, and I'm excited to present a brand new feature never before available on any Lowrey model, an audio owner's guide. You will have me, in the privacy of your home, explaining in simple detail how to use and enjoy the most popular and user-friendly features of this magnificent instrument. With each feature, I will tell you what it does, how it works, and how to use it. This will take your music and hobby up to a whole new level of knowledge and excitement. And now, on with the show.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah. I know you got a finale coming up here, but let me there's one more track I saw on there.
Yeah.
Since you just featured it, I'll just play the first few seconds to give an idea of how it actually works, 'cause that's just a welcome. So here's an example to Fake It. He explains where it's at, how it works. I won't play the whole thing. It's like 3.5 minutes long, but you'll get the idea in the first 10 seconds. So here we go.
Fake It. The Fake It feature is located on the right side of the panel below the virtuoso. It's activated by pressing the purple button, Fake It. It's best used when playing with a music style. What it does.
And then he goes on and he explains all these wonderful features. And because the Grand Marquee has those new, the Fake It feature where you can assign top or bottom, he goes in explaining some great examples of how that works, etc. It's a great feature. So I'm excited about that. That's pretty cool. For you Grand Marquee owners, if you have not received that, make sure to get with your staff member to get with me. I can make sure to get that to you. So with that said, Mr. Sean Maloney, everybody.
All right. So we got one more here. And what I'm going to do, I talked about those light styles. Like I said, they're really fun. You can kind of play almost anything with them. And sometimes some of the introductions actually have sort of a signature style attached to it as well. So you can kind of do it for both. So I'm going to play a song called Build Me Up Buttercup on our way out here. Like you said, stick around. We've got some more stuff for you. So here is our light shuffle is what this one's called.
Wow, big round of applause, everyone. Mr. Sean Maloney and the Lowrey Grand Marquee Luxury Edition.
Thank you, and
Now,
hopefully you
before we
learned
go,
something.
let me share this with you. So some of you are aware of this, and if you own the Grand Marquee and you have not received this yet, I'll also tell you how to get it. So I'm going to put up here. So Sean played some songs today. You didn't play that one, did you? Ooh, that's a good song, though. Ooh, that's a great song, isn't it? Oh, yeah. How about that song? Oh, you played that one at last. Born Free. All I have in this little PDF here. Oh, build me up. There we go. Et cetera, et cetera. There are probably, give or take, 25 plus songs somewhere in that area. If you send me an email, I will give you a link to download that music. And just in case, I know many of you have my email, but just in case, I'm going to put it up on the screen here. You'll see that it's right there. It's rroman@fletchermusic.com. So I'll leave that up there for a second. rroman@fletchermusic.com. So if you like, all you have to do is just send me an email and just say, please send me the email when you have a chance, or send me the music as per Sean's show, whatever you like to say. That reminds me to do that. And then I'll get it to you very, very quickly today. So you can send it to me and I'll respond as quickly as soon as I see the email. And the last thing I want to share with you, let me just hit stop share here. First of all, I want to say thank you all for coming today. We hope you enjoyed the show. And another big round of applause for Mr. Sean Maloney. I got a big round of applause too.